Hey, it's Saturday. Been a long day. Long day. Not a lot to really report. I'm very tired. So maybe it'll be short today. We'll see. Thought I was gonna sleep in. Didn't sleep in. Got up around 7. Um, Started another painting. It's going pretty well. Yeah, I think it's going pretty well. It's nice, very strong colors, which I like. Um, it's rest day, so I didn't go to the gym. Um, I started watching Thor today. I'm gonna finish it tomorrow. I've been really interested in superheroes lately because because I really I don't know what the word would be, respect maybe, idolize them. It's the way they put other people first, which I think we've talked about. Yeah, I think we've talked about it. That I told Gabby repeatedly, and she thought that this was bad, but I don't see. It's the right order. It's definitely the right order. I can't. No other order makes sense. So, in order, Gabby's first, everyone else is second, and then I come third. And that doesn't mean that I neglect myself, and it doesn't mean that I'm not important. What it means is that I believe that my role is to be there for others. And I think that's the best thing that a person can do. Yeah, no other order makes any sense to me. How am I going to put myself before other people? Doesn't make any sense. I can't figure out a way to justify it. So, yeah, I'm sure that's the right order. And I think because of that or related to it, I've been really interested in superheroes lately. Sorry, it's like 1 in the morning. Yeah, really interested in superheroes. And once again, it's about the way that they stand for something and they show up for other people and uh, they will put themselves in harm's way to help others. And I really respect that. And that's how I want to be personally. So, so in an effort to become more of the person that I want to be, I'm watching superhero movies and just thinking about them. Thinking about a lot of ethical stuff. Today, um, in the afternoon, I went down to like the South Broadway area, which is where the improv theater where I do improv is at. And I knew I was going to go to the show tonight. Hold on. I knew I was going to go to the show tonight, so I went down there and I sat at a coffee shop and I worked on an online class, which is good. It's about leading teams and managing people, which is great. I feel like I'm learning a lot from it. And I worked on a workbook that I'm making that's kind of the thesis of, okay, so I'm writing a book, and this workbook is kind of a companion piece to that. And the thesis of the book is basically that the reason okay, so in my experience, one of the reasons why a lot of new data scientists, people who've done a master's degree or a boot camp, struggle so much to get interviews or to land their first job is because they're very generic. I've done a little over 200 informational interviews, and I've talked to so many hiring managers. And what seems to be the case is, a job's open for a couple of days and it gets hundreds of applicants, and almost every applicant has the same skills. They've done very similar projects. They have the same classes. And so it becomes like, how are you supposed to differentiate 300 people who on paper are almost identical? So the thesis of my book is that the way to accelerate your job search and accelerate your career is by recognizing your own identity. And then once you've recognized that identity, you make it visible in your portfolio and in your resume and in the way that you respond to questions. And by bringing more of yourself and your goals into the job search, you just make it a lot easier on yourself. And so the workbook, the book explains a lot of the theory and a lot of what hiring managers and candidates have told me. And the workbook is just a series of exercises to help you write an identity statement or a series of identity statements, and then to review your portfolio and your resume to make sure that that identity is visible. So I worked on that quite a bit, and it's going very well. And I think I could probably finish it by next weekend, which is very exciting to me. The workbook, not the regular book. The regular book has got a long time to come. But I've already written, I think, about 60 pages of book. But it's going to end up being close to 300, I think. And then I'm going to have to revise it. It's going to take a long time. But that's awesome. Oh, I also got word, I think today actually, that the book that I was technical reviewer for, Algorithmic Short Selling in Python, it's out. It's officially out. My name is in a book somewhere, and my copy is on its way to me in the mail. Very exciting. I also came up with a bunch of stuff. So I'm working on a field that I have named artificial integrity. And the idea is about how do you enforce integrity in AI or machine learning systems. I'm very interested in that. And as part of that, I've come up with a framework for answering ethical questions in a semi-mathematical way that I am calling interpolative ethics. So I wrote a bunch of stuff about that today as well. And this is all kind of to say that all of this, actually, everything I've talked about for the last 9 minutes, is really about me becoming more of the person that I want to be and working on these kind of long-term ambitious goals for my contributions to society. So I've done a lot of that today, which is great. Really fantastic. And then I went to a place called Full Afterburner. It's a calzone shop. I saw a video on Reddit earlier. There's a sign on the outside of the shop that says, "Make Nazis Afraid Again." And in this video, there was a guy standing outside of this calzone shop, and he did a Nazi salute. and then the workers at the calzone shop are telling them to fuck off. So I decided to go there for dinner because I support that. Nazis, fuck off. Hell yeah. So I went there for dinner. Delicious calzone. Really, really great calzones. But man, did my stomach hurt after. It was maybe more greasy than I'm used to now. And I went to the comedy show, and some people from class, Jean and Eric, were there. Bailey was also there, but she was working, not so much hanging out. We went to the comedy, the improv main stage players at Chaos Bloom, and it was a great show, very, very funny. And then Bailey didn't stay, but Jean and Eric stayed for the jam, which is like an open mic where you put your name in and everybody gets invited up to just kind of perform improv comedy. So I did that as well. And it was fun. And I feel like I did a good job. And the jams are hard because you never know what you're going to get. There's all kinds of different people up there. So you never know what you're going to get or what kind of people you're going to be interacting with. It's fun. Then I took the bus back here. Oh, and there was a guy in the building who's moving out. So the guy in the building is moving out, and he said that he had pots and pans available for free if anybody wanted them. And I said I could certainly use pots and pans because I don't really have any. And he said, the door's unlocked. Just walk in and take them. And I'm thinking, am I about to rob someone? But I went down. They're pretty nice pots and pans. So I've got more pots and pans than I used to. I attempted to work on filling out the financial paperwork because that's due. My lawyer wants it done by next Friday, even though it's not due for another month. But I looked at it and I said, I think I need more information than I have readily available right now. And that was a cop-out because I could pull that stuff up on my laptop, but I didn't earlier. But I'm going to have to tomorrow. So that's my commitment. Here are my commitments tomorrow. I'm going to fill out some of that paperwork, at least. I'm going to try to get half of that paperwork done tomorrow, at least. I'm going to finish this painting. I'm going to finish watching Thor. And I'm going to work on that other stuff, and I'm going to go to the gym. And I also need to fold my laundry. I think the only one of those that is problematic for me, that is scary or anything, is the commitment to the financial papers. So I think by making it just another commitment, 1 out of 5, 1 out of 10 things that I promise I'm going to do tomorrow, I think I can take some of the power away from it by making it just another thing that I have to do. That's the hope, at least. Now, I'm so tired. Can you hear it in my voice? Yeah. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow.